Yo guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today I've got the new top 5 best guns to use in Modern Warfare 2 after the recent buffs and nerfs. Quickly before we do get into today's video, if you are new and be sure to subscribe to channel notifications to us any more videos on the channel. If you do enjoy it, smash thumbs up, but let me know your thoughts on these class apps in the comments below. Let's get straight into it right now. Okay guys, so today we are going to be going through the 5 top guns to use in Modern Warfare 2 as I did mention before, and we're going to be starting off with the TEMPUS RAZORBACK. The majority of the class apps are going to look exactly the same. I'm going to run the same sort of tacticals, lethals, perks and field upgrades. The only thing I will change out is the handgun, just depending on which one I find plays better with the certain primary. In this case, we're going for the TEMPUS RAZORBACK and the FTAC Siege. I'll show you the class ups for everything as well. I'll go stuns for my tactical, lethal for the throwing knife. My perk package is double time, scavenger, fast hands and quick fix. I do sometimes change out scavenger for bomb squad just so I take a little bit less reduced damage from explosives, but a lot of the time I like to run scavenger because I'm going for those MGBs. And then my perk, my field upgrade, sorry, is munitions boxes, and again this just helps with MGBs in case I run out of ammo or anything like that. But obviously you guys can change it out to whatever you do prefer within game. And taking a look at the TEMPUS RAZORBACK, guys, the first attachment we're going to take a look at is the barrel, and we're going to go for the 18-inch TAC 2L barrel, and this is going to increase the damage range, the hip fire accuracy, the bullet velocity and the movement speed of the gun. This gun just plays really well. It's got a lot of movement speed, it's got good mobility, but it's also got a really good pack-a-punch as well. You know, it's the time to kill is crazy, the damage on it is nuts, and there's no recoil on the gun either. The tune on the barrel, we're going to come up to 0.26 towards the recoil steadiness and 0.26 again down towards the ADS speed. We're going to skip over a laser, and then we're going to go to the optic, guys. I am personally going for the Cronon Mini Pro, but again, if there's any attachments you guys prefer, you know, if you prefer a different optic to what I'm running or something like that, go ahead and change it out to whatever it is that you do prefer, but just make sure you tune it like I do so you get the best possible results from it. And the tuning on this Mini Pro, guys, is going to be down to 2.13 towards the ADS speed, and we're just going to leave it bang in the middle towards the close and the far. We're then going to come down to the muzzle, and we're going for the Echoless 80, and this increases the sound suppression, the bullet velocity, the damage range and the recoil smoothness of the gun, just taking off the majority of the recoil, but also allowing it to just have that crazy time to kill that I did mention before. And the tune on this is going to come up to 1.17 towards the recoil smoothness and 0.68 towards the bullet velocity, just giving us, like I said, that really good bullet velocity, the good damage range, but also taking off the majority of the recoil that is still there. The underbarrel, guys, is going to be the FTAC Ripper 56 to increase the aim and idle stability, the hip fire accuracy and the recoil stabilization, once again just removing any of that remaining recoil. I'll show you all the guns in the firing range so you can see how well they play out as well. And then for the tuning on the underbarrel, guys, we are coming up to 0.57 towards the recoil stabilization and 0.40 towards the aim walking speed. We're then going to skip over the ammunition and the magazine and head straight to the rear grip, where we're going to be putting on the FLT 22 to increase the sprint to fast speed and the ADS speed. As I mentioned before, we are going to be boosting the mobility of this gun as well as obviously the damage range and the recoil control. And for the recoil steadiness, we're tuning it up to 1 towards the recoil steadiness and 0.32 towards the sprint to fire speed. And if we do just jump straight into the firing range with this gun, guys, as you can see, it's got a really good ADS speed and just literally no recoil on the gun. Really good at mid-range. It's not even that bad at long range either. The problem is it's just, you know, not many of the guns are built for crazy long range because they're Modern Warfare 2 class apps. They're not Warzone classes, so we don't need them to be crazy good at long range. But let's jump into class number 2, guys, and the second gun. Oh, sorry, let me take a look at the FTAC Siege as well. For this, guys, we are running the NST barrel, and the tune on that is going to be to 0.44 towards the recoil steadiness and 0.34 towards the ADS speed. For the laser, we're going for the FJX diode 70, and the tune on that is going to be to 0.42 towards the sprint to fire speed and 46.06 towards the ADS. For the stock, we're going for the Siege wire stock, and the tuning is going to be down to 4 towards the ADS and 2.25 towards the aim walking speed. The rear grip is going to be the Sir 160, and the tune on that is going to be down to 0.9 towards the ADS and 0.35 towards the sprint to fire speed. And finally, we are going for the 72 round mag, guys. Like I said, I'm going to switch between this and the X13 Auto, which I'll also show you the class up for, and these classes stay the same if I'm using this certain class. If you see me using the FTAC Siege, it's going to be this exact class on another one of the classes, so just bear that in mind if you did want to go ahead and copy that down. For the second class, guys, we can take a look at the TAC 56. I'm not just going through ARs, there are SMGs in here as well, but a lot of these ARs just play really well as SMGs and like mid-range, long-range guns as well. And as you can see, I'm running the X13 Auto with this TAC, so I'll go through that class up as well, and the rest of it remains the same. For the TAC, we are going for the 17.5-inch Pro barrel, guys, and this is going to increase the damage range, the hip fire accuracy, and the bullet velocity. I have built this TAC so that it is a little bit more damage range, less recoil, a bit of a longer range gun rather than like a super run and gun class like the TEMPUS RAZORBACK is. So this one's a little bit more of a tactical gun. You can sit back a little bit more, pick people off a bit easier, and just play a slightly slower, but it's still got good mobility. You can still get around and run and gun if you do want to. For the tuning on the barrel, we're coming up to 0.32 towards the recoil steadiness and 0.25 towards the ADS speed. For the muzzle, we're going for the Komodo heavy to increase the horizontal recoil control, because the vertical recoil control is basically non-existent on this gun, and after our attachments and tuning, we'll also have no horizontal recoil control, which is what makes it just so good in game. As we know, the TAC 56 has been broken since the start of the game, and it still is to this day. And then tuning on the muzzle, guys, going back to 0.41 towards the recoil stabilization and 0.2 towards the recoil control. For the underbarrel, we're going for the FTAC Ripper 56. I know some people like to run the Commando foregrip, however, I'm running the FTAC Ripper 56, and this is going to help with the aim and idle stability, the hip fire accuracy, and the recoil stabilization. And the tune on that, guys, is up to 0.62 towards the recoil stabilization and 0.25 towards the aim walk-in speed. We're then going to skip over the ammunition and the magazine and come straight over to the rear grip, where we go into the demo clean shot grip to increase the sprint to fast speed and the ADS speed. Like I said, just because it's a long range gun, it's a bit more of a slower gun, doesn't mean we don't want good mobility on it. We still want a good ADS speed, we still want good sprint to fast speed, so if we do get caught up in close range quarters, we can still win those gunfights. And the tune on that rear grip, guys, it can be down to 0.39 towards the ADS and 0.23 towards the sprint to fire speed. And the final attachment, guys, is going to be the TV Cardinal stock, and this is going to increase the aim walking speed and the sprint speed of the gun. And the tuning on this, guys, is down to 2.71 towards the ADS speed and 2.01 towards the aim walking speed. And like I said, I paired this up with the X13 Auto, and the class setup on this is the Bruin tri-port for the muzzle, and the tuning is 0.59 towards the ADS speed and 0.27 towards the recoil control. For the barrel, we're going for the impact point, and this is going to be tuned to a 0.34 towards recoil steadiness and 0.25 towards ADS speed. For the ammunition type, we're going for the 9mm frangible, and this is going to be tuned to 0.45 towards the recoil smoothness and 5.81 towards the recoil steadiness. I'm going for the 50 round drum, and then for the rear grip, we're going for the FTAC Ole Z grip, and this is going to be tuned up to 0.45 towards the ADS and 0.3 towards the sprint to fire speed. And if we do jump into the firing range, guys, with the TAC 56, as you can see, there's literally no recoil on this gun. It never has had recoil. This gun is crazy good at medium range, crazy good at close range, and crazy good at long range. Like, it's just the overall best gun in this game, in my opinion. It doesn't matter if it was day one or the last day of this game. I think the TAC 56 is always going to be the best. It's got good ADS speed, it's got good mobility, and also, like I said, just no recoil on the gun, making it crazy broken. For the next gun, guys, we're taking a look at the Lockman sub. This does have a little tiny bit of recoil on it, a bit of visual recoil, not too much in-game, but a bit of visual recoil. So, you know, if you guys aren't too good with visual recoil, this might not be the gun to go with. You might want to try one of the other classes that I have showed in this video so far. But for the barrel, we're going for the L38 Falcon 226mm to increase the movement speed and the ADS speed of the gun. And the tune on this is going to be down to 0.32 towards the recoil steadiness and 0.40 down to the ADS speed. For the muzzle, guys, we're going for the Bruin Cubic Comp to increase both horizontal and vertical recoil control. Like I said, we want to eliminate as much recoil on this gun as we can. It's already got crazy time to kill, it's really got good mobility, so we just want to try and eliminate that recoil and make this gun as usable as possible. And the tune on this, guys, is going to go up to 0.8 towards recoil stabilization and 0.35 towards the recoil control. The underbarrel is going to be the Agent grip, guys, to increase the aim and idle stability and the hip fire accuracy of the gun. On my SMGs, I like to have good hip fire accuracy because it can really help in close fights. If you get caught out, someone comes running around a corner, having good hip fire accuracy on an SMG can really save you a lot of times in this game. And the tune on the underbarrel, guys, is going to be down to 0.52 towards the ADS speed and 0.26 towards the aim and idle stability. For the magazine, guys, we're going for the 40 round mag, not the 50s, because the 50s do take away from mobility and stuff like that quite a lot, and it's also going to have a little bit of extra recoil onto the gun. But the 40s play perfectly. It's like the right amount of bullets, it keeps the mobility up, it's still got good time to kill, little amounts of recoil, and that's why I go for that. And the final attachment, guys, is going to be the Mir Recoil 56 factory stock to increase the aiming stability, the recoil control, and the sprint speed of the gun. And the tune on this, guys, is going to be down to 4 towards the ADS and 1.78 towards the aim walking speed. And as you can see, I do pair this one up with the FTAC Siege, and remaining of the class is exactly the same as all of my other ones. If you want to check out any of the classes, if you've just skipped to certain parts, I've already gone through both secondaries that I do use, so if you want to check them out, just go back through the video and you will find them. But if we do jump into the firing range, guys, with the MP5, you can just see how good it is in game. Like, it melts at close range, it melts at medium range, and you can even do a little bit of damage at long range if you're hitting your shots and someone is already a little bit weak. But of course, we are going to be focusing on the close range and the medium range. So very good gun, got good ADS speed. It's not got too much recoil, good mobility, and just, yeah, like a crazy time to kill, and one of the best guns in the game in my opinion. For the fourth class, guys, we're taking a look at the ISO 45, and I do pair this one up with the X13 Auto. Again, we've already been through this class and the rest of the perk package and stuff like that. But in terms of the ISO, guys, for the barrel, we're going for the 16-inch XLBS barrel, and this will increase the sound suppression, the bullet velocity, the recoil control, and the hip fire accuracy of the gun. This ISO is really good at close range. Like, it melts super fast, but it's also got a good amount of damage and not much recoil either, which also makes it very viable at mid-range as well as close range. For the tune on this, guys, we are coming up to 0.29 towards the recoil steadiness and 0.25 towards the ADS speed. And the reason you'll see me tuning towards the recoil a little bit is so it is very good at mid-range. Obviously, the barrel is going to eliminate the muzzle, so we can't run a muzzle, and we're going to go straight to the underbarrel being a commando foregrip to increase the aiming idle stability and the recoil stabilization of the gun. And the tune on this, guys, is going to be up to 0.62 towards recoil stabilization and 0.32 towards the aim walking speed. We're going to skip ammunition and go to the magazine, which we are running the 45 round drum. We have a spare attachment slot. We're not running an optic, we're not running a laser, so we go ahead and chuck on the 45 round drum, giving us the biggest magazine size possible. And for the rear grip, guys, we are going for the EXP shear to increase the sprint to fast speed and the ADS speed of the gun. And the tuning for the rear grip is going to be all the way up to the recoil steadiness at 1.00 and 0.33 towards the sprint to fast speed. And the final attachment, as I said, we're not running a laser or an optic, so we're going to come to the stock and we are going to run the demo fade tack to increase the aim walking speed and the sprint speed of the gun. And the tuning, guys, is down to 4 towards the ADS and 1.94 towards the aim walking speed. If we do jump into the firing range, you will see just how fast this gun melts. It is absolutely insane how good this gun is, and like I said, even at mid-range, it is very good as well, which is what makes this ISO 45 just so good in multiplayer, so you guys can get the most kills possible. And then, guys, for the final class we're going to take a look at is going to be the FR AVANCER, one of the newer guns in the game that not many people have used. This did get a recent buff, and it is now very viable in multiplayer. And the class that we are running for it, guys, is going to be for the barrel. We're going for the 600mm FR longbore, and this increases the damage range, the hip fire accuracy, and the bullet velocity. The thing I love about this gun, it's got no recoil, it's got really good damage at medium, close range, and long range. No recoil, like I said, but also crazy times kill, and it's very good mobility wise. The tune on this is going to be up to 0.29 towards the recoil steadiness and 0.35 towards the ADS speed. For the muzzle, we're going for the Komodo Heavy, and this is going to increase the horizontal recoil control. Again, there's not much vertical recoil on this gun, so we don't really need to control that too much, which is because it's just very easy to control in game. And for the tuning, guys, we're coming down to 0.77 towards the recoil stabilization and 0.29 towards the recoil control. The underbarrel is going to be the FTAC Ripper 56 to increase the aiming idle stability, the hip fire accuracy, and the recoil stabilization of the gun. And the tuning on this, guys, is going to be up to 0.65 towards recoil stabilization and 0.36 towards the aim walking speed. We're going to skip over the ammunition, the magazine, the rear grip, and the comb, and come straight up to the stock, which is going to be the FR Sprinter to increase the aim walking speed and the sprint speed, like I said, giving us that good mobility that this gun does have. Unfortunately, we cannot tune the stock, so we're going to have to move on to the next attachment, which is going to be an optic. And I, again, am going for the Cronon Mini Pro, but you guys can change this out to whatever you guys prefer. Just make sure you're tuning it like I do. And the tune on this, guys, is going to be down to 2.23 towards the ADS speed, and we're just going to leave it bang in the middle for the close and the far. And if we do bring this into the firing range, guys, as you can see, it is just literally got no recoil. It's crazy good at mid-range. It's even good at long range, and you guys are just going to melt your opponents with this gun. The mobility is really good on it. It's got a nice fast ADS, no recoil on the gun. The time to kill is crazy, and you guys will really enjoy this. But if you guys have enjoyed today's video, be sure to smash the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, notifications turn on. I'll catch you on the next one in a bit. Peace.